In 2019, Facebook's own researchers proved Instagram was destroying the mental health of 1 in 3 teenage girls. The company buried those findings for 2 full years. They were making $46 billion in ads, almost all of it from people just like those girls. So why has no one ever told you what was actually in those slides? Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook on a promise: connect the world, give people a voice. In every Senate hearing, every shareholder call, every keynote, the message was the same. Facebook wasn't just a product, it was infrastructure, it was democracy, it was human connection at scale. And Instagram was the crown jewel, a place for creators, for communities, for young people to find their people. That was the brand. That was what they told the press. That was what they told parents. Here's what was actually happening behind that brand. Starting in 2019, Facebook commissioned its own internal research team, not outside academics, not government auditors, their own people, to study what Instagram was doing to teenagers. The lead researchers ran detailed surveys. They tracked mood. They mapped the feedback loops inside the app, the way the algorithm kept serving the content that made users feel worst about themselves. And what they found was not ambiguous. 32% of teenage girls said that when they already felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made it worse. Not YouTube, not TikTok, Instagram, the platform Facebook owned, monitored, and monetized at every click. They put it in a slide deck. They presented it internally. Executives saw it. At least one version of those slides reached the policy team with a single clear recommendation: do not publish this externally. Zuckerberg was briefed, and then on the surface, nothing changed. Instagram kept running its algorithm exactly as it had been. The Explore page kept surfacing filtered bodies, diet culture, and comparison content to teenagers the platform's own internal data had flagged as at risk. At the same time, Facebook was quietly planning a new product, Instagram for Kids, a version of the app for children under 13, with the same mechanics, the same algorithm design, pushed directly at users who weren't even old enough to hold a checking account. The research stayed internal. Parents didn't see it. Regulators didn't see it. Congress didn't see it. The only people who saw it were the people deciding whether or not to act on it. They chose not to, but that's not even the part they really didn't want out. In September 2021, a former Facebook product manager named Frances Haugen walked out of the company's offices with copies of tens of thousands of internal documents. She handed them to the Wall Street Journal. What the journal published became known as the Facebook Files. The full picture was worse than one study. There were dozens of internal reports spanning years, mapping the exact damage the platform was causing. Facebook's own researchers had documented that Instagram was associated with increased rates of anxiety, depression, loneliness, and suicidal ideation in teenage users. They had built internal tools to measure it. They had given those tools names. They had set internal targets for reducing social comparison, and then abandoned the targets when the changes threatened engagement metrics. Engagement. That's the word. Every minute a depressed 16-year-old girl kept scrolling was a billable minute. Every ad served to a user the algorithm had calculated was emotionally vulnerable was revenue. And they knew. The documents proved they knew, not suspected, not hypothesized, knew with their own researchers' data in their own internal systems years before the public ever heard the word whistleblower. That year, 2021, Facebook made $117 billion in revenue. Haugen testified before Congress in October of that year. Senators asked pointed questions. Zuckerberg was called separately, remotely, under controlled conditions. He denied knowing the specifics. He called the framing misleading. Facebook's PR team issued 30-page rebuttals calling the coverage unfair and out of context. And then 2 weeks after the Facebook files dropped, Zuckerberg announced the company was changing its name to Meta. The rebrand worked exactly as rebrands work. The news cycle moved. The focus shifted to the metaverse. Facebook's stock recovered. The FTC launched investigations that remain unresolved. No executive was charged. No executive resigned under pressure. The Instagram for Kids project was paused, not canceled. The algorithm was not restructured. The same ad targeting infrastructure that monetized vulnerable teenagers is still running right now. No one paid. What makes this different from a normal corporate scandal is the specificity of what they hid. This wasn't vague awareness that a product might cause harm. This was documented, researched, quantified harm in their own language using their own data signed off by their own people. And the decision to bury it was not an oversight. Someone read those slides and made a choice. That person still works in tech. The platform still runs. The algorithm that was optimized to keep hurting teenagers is still optimizing. The only thing that changed is the name on the door. What are they not showing you right now?